Can you not be so aggressive with my...
Which one?
That's fine. Just don't get too aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no need for that. We're not starting a fire.
Please don't.
I'm not smoking the band. We're going to start the fires.
Hi, friends.
What is going on?
I have a ceiling.
You have a ceiling in the bathroom.
But they hooked up the old fan, and it makes me a little nervous.
Oh.
Because the water came from the fan.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, it's fine because it dried out. But
Right,
I'm like,
right. Did you hear?
Yeah, I'm kind of afraid to use it. I did use it today, but I was like...
Does it make a grinding noise, or does it works fine?
I feel like it's louder than before, but I don't know if it's because I haven't had it for so long.
Yeah.
Or if it's because
I know.
of that.
Because when you don't have it, everything's good when you don't have it for a long time. So, do you want to tell your story first, or do you want me to tell you my story first?
It doesn't matter.
Mine's a light story.
Mine's a funny story.
Okay.
So you go ahead.
Okay, all right, I'll tell my story. So,
you might not think it's funny, but I think it's funny.
I drop off the boss.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Ashley.
Is it Dia Day?
It's Dia.
Dia.
Hi, Dia. I haven't seen her in a long time. We were friends back in the day with Ryan. But so my story. So, I pull into my parents' driveway, and I go to turn around, and there are 5 turkeys in my front yard. 5 turkeys,
including your parents. Or?
I'm in the car. I'm in the car, so there's only 4. No, there's 5.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this.
Bye-bye! He says good morning from down under.
Oh, it's morning. Oh, it's 5 hours.
Yeah, 5 hours. 5 hours from now is definitely morning.
I was waiting for Brian to get mad at the comment I put on his post. But yeah,
what did you put on it?
Remember he says that when he announced that he was like pregnant.
Oh yeah.
And I wrote,
but the fucking thing wouldn't pop up, so I'm like, what are people laughing at?
Right, but you see.
But then it finally showed up. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
But did you read what I wrote?
No.
I said,
maybe.
Oh, we've seen from the pictures you've been posting, we've seen you've been showing something like that. His mom laughed, and I was like, "Oh, he's gonna be mad at me." Like, what are you trying to say? I still look damn good. What are you talking about? I expect all this hate mail and so I pulled in as 5 turkeys, and I'm like,
so you're set for Thanksgiving.
I'm thinking that
for the next 5 years.
But I live on East Main Road, so I live on a main highway.
So you didn't want anyone.
So I'm thinking to myself, how did these turkeys get here? I don't do that. It's my mating call.
Yeah, you're a mating.
Thank you, not you, lady. No, they're all there.
It's just like a line. Go ahead.
Too far. Not far enough. You had that Jesus mint. We're okay. So, we're sitting there, and I go to get out, and they're all walking towards the grooming shop now, like my parents' house.
They want their hair did.
It did? Yeah. My hair done? So,
obviously.
So I'm sitting there, so done. I call the boss, and first thing I said is, are turkeys aggressive?
They can be.
Right? And she's like, they're very aggressive. And I'm like, click. Call my parents up. Hey, do you know if turkey's aggressive? I went with a second opinion. Yeah. My dad's like, yeah, they can be very, and they hurt.
So you drive over your grass to your door.
I got turkey dinners.
You get a turkey, and you get a turkey. Oh, that kind of makes me sad, though.
So my mom says, oh my gosh, I want to see them. Runs downstairs with her phone, which my phone's right there, but comes out with a phone, right? So I'm just going to use my flip phone, right? Because,
Doesn't she have one?
No, she has a smartphone.
Oh.
My father
Your dad has.
Yeah, okay. We're the only ones that are, back in the 1990s. Okay. So she has her phone, and she's out there, I'm like,
they're very aggressive.
I'm like, what are you doing? You remind me of that woman with the buffalo, with the the ones that oh, let me take a picture. It's a buffalo, lady. Don't get that close. And then you see her go flying. No,
Never seen that.
never seen the bisons with the
Bison.
or the someone took a picture of a moose, got right next to him. I was like, no way, can't pay me enough. I respect animals far away. Like zoom that shit. Like, and she's like taking pictures of them, and then they're like sitting there and they do a circle, and all of a sudden they start to walk, and I'm like, so now I'm grabbing all my stuff trying to get to the house because I'm trying to get behind them.
Is that how you walk?
Yeah, just like this.
You gotta work those abs. Oh, hi Matt. Hi Deb. Deb Barado.
Yes,
Barretto?
I used to ride with them. So I'm sitting there, and I'm going to the to my front door, and they're at my driveway, and like two of them stop and look at me like. And remember the whole thing with the raccoon? So I've had my whole family laughing at me that I've been trying to, like, every animal wants to get in my house and lock me out. Are you Snow White? What's that?
Are you Snow White?
Yes.
Cute.
I actually can sing to the birds. Except I get turkeys instead of beautiful hummingbirds.
You're singing.
That's how I sing.
What
That's brain silence in that one. You know how Snow White like, and the bird sings, and mine's
that's what we went from. You say like that. So some turkeys come.
Cinderella had the mice, I had fucking turkeys. And then look, I'm like, they're going to walk in, and they're going to walk by the road.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, see you later. Like, see you later, guys. I was going to mess with that. And of course, the worst thing is, Shannon ends up calling me, and she's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. She's like, tells me a story about some lady got attacked by a herd of turkeys. I'm like, are you kidding?
Is there a name for a herd of turkeys?
I'm sure there is. Why didn't you bring your...
What's the name for a herd of turkeys?
Oh, here we go.
A group of turkeys is called a rafter.
A rafter.
This answer is from Akaka.com.
Okay, thank you. God bless you.
That's what I'm gonna do. Sam said spooky turkey. Ashley said he's a Disney princess. One day his prince will come. Matt said,
that's funny, he still hasn't come yet. I'm doing it wrong.
Because you keep fucking women and
that's it. Ryan moved down under for a reason.
What did the mother buffalo say to his son as he left for school?
I don't know. What?
Bye, son.
Oh, bye, son. So, that, and I have a war of raccoons and a family of cats, like War of the Worlds outside in the front of my house. And the turkeys. Like,
So you are Cinderella.
There's
no way.
So the only thing is that the raccoons are right when the sun goes down and right when the sun, like at 5 o'clock in the morning, you can hear them all in the front. And then you can hear them chirping. And then I wake up, I'm like, what the hell's that? Because I get all, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. When you're alone, you get that, what is it called? Like all your senses are like high alert. You're like, you can hear like, ding. You're like, what ding? What's a ding?
What's a ding?
Like, there's no ding in my house. You don't get that?
Have you tried training them to clean your house yet?
No.
You should.
Yeah, I should.
Fucking spotless after that. Turkeys are just like... How are they gonna clean?
I don't know.
How would they clean?
They got
How would a turkey...
feather
they have
dusters.
like arms, right?
Feather dusters. I think that's where she was going with that joke. You were just like, oh, they clean. Feather duster. No. Oh, yeah. And then at the end, I'd be like, here, let me show you to my freezer.
That's fucked.
No, it's not. You would do it.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No, because now they have names.
Oh, you have a name? So instead of Cinderella, they call you like Jessie Relly. But like, I can't kill you. Yeah, I can.
No, I don't think I could kill an animal.
I can if I'm like legitimate, like on an island, I'm by myself, and it's me or the.
Okay, well, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, now I'm like, yeah.
Like I don't think I could go like hunting. That would hurt my heart.
Yeah.
Also, I wouldn't do that. So
I gotta be honest with you now. I gotta be honest because now they're doing a super. I think in Rhode Island. I'm not sure in Massachusetts, but I know in Rhode Island they're making it legal because it used to be you can only hunt deer with a like bow and arrow.
Yeah,
now they're like just get rid of them because they're everywhere now.
And it's safe in Bristol now. I'm like, what are you doing in Bristol that you're not going to hit someone?
Like every time I've hit a deer.
No,
I hit a deer because there's so many freaking deer like running in front of my car lately that I'm like.
You hit it recently?
Yeah, with the Mercedes.
Oh, I thought you meant like as in like the other day. But
well, it's not that far away. It was last year.
Yeah. But aren't they making it safe or made it so that way you can like bow and arrow?
No, it's with guns now because they need to because the bow and arrow thing there's not enough control. Now there's like they're like multiplying.
But that makes it even worse because like Bristol's like.
Well, it's not. No, I said Rhode Island.
I know, but they made it. But Bristol is like a big place to do it.
Because it's.
And I understand that everywhere, but like also the houses are like.
Well, I mean, I don't think they're doing it like in people's backyards. I think they're doing it like in the woods.
There's not many woods around here.
There's a lot more than you think because these suckers are coming out of anywhere.
Hi, Georgette. A deer almost ran into my classroom window today. What?
Did you have pants on? She's like, I don't have pants on! Not loud! Not loud! The poor dog's like, the fuck did I get into? It's like my first week here. A freaking deer almost came through our window. She said, I back him up. Excuse me, dear, I don't have pants on.
Oh, dear.
So stupid.
I think she had pants on at school. I don't think so, at least.
Oh, she said at school?
Classroom.
Classroom.
Yeah,
I thought she said, oh, no, that's not funny then. I thought
her classroom is in the basement. I don't know how that happened. How did that happen? Share with the class.
You know Ashley? They're like, no, you're real beautiful. No, you're really nice. Yeah, okay, down here. Why is it so like, where's the kid? No, you're fine. You are a sweet lady. You are. Come back down here.
I mean, I guess they have like little windows because you have to have windows.
Yeah,
but
the basement window. They have like little bars on them where it's just like, help me. Oh, how did it run through it? Then it's just.
I don't know. It's like, I mean, they have windows.
It's like
say this is the window. There's windows all the way up here, but there's like a grate thing. Nobody can see on the side.
I don't know. That's why you're like this. I'm like, why are you showing?
I have big window. Ground level. It went running. Yeah, but aren't those great things? Like how? I need a picture of her window again. I have no idea what it looks like.
And you know what Shannon said to me?
Did you take a picture of the?
No, you know what Shannon said to me? I had to take pictures. You know why? Because I'm on the phone talking to her. She goes, if you don't bring pictures back, it never happened. I don't believe there's no turkeys in front of your house. I had to take off.
Those are kids. Those aren't turkeys.
Ashley takes a picture of the classroom. We're like, it was on deer.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about turkeys for a minute.
Oh, did it get hot in here?
I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I'm gonna tell you my story now.
Perfect.
So we went to go see Lady A.
Yep.
This weekend on Friday, and Dad. We're all in a row, but Dad is like on the far end of me, like the last seat. I think he was on the last seat, and I'm on this side.
Like one. Not to be super nosy, but how many of you? Just because when you say far seat, I mean like the end of the row.
So it was supposed to be the whole family, but so Sammy and Jake were sick, so two other people stood. So there was 7 of us. 6 of us.
So a good amount. All right, so around 10.
Yeah.
So you got 7, 10.
Yeah. Okay. So we were on opposite sides, and the guy who opened did more talking than he did playing.
Oh, I hate that.
And he thought he was really funny, and he wasn't. So. So there are grates, but you can walk on them. The deer kind of just jumped on it and off it. It was so fast I couldn't take a picture. It didn't happen.
No, fucking deer came. It jumped on the grate and just jumped off. I was like, oh, hot. Great lava.
Great.
Oh shit, kids! I don't have pants on.
Oh my god. Anyway, so this guy,
hates me.
this guy's on stage, and he's like doing his thing or whatever. And I kept looking at my mom. I'm like, "Is this guy done?" Because like I'm done. And every song that he plays is like the same fucking song. Like we were just talking about.
I feel like that needs to be addressed right here today.
We'll do that after.
Yeah, I know. No. Go ahead.
So then, it's like getting towards the end. It's like the second. Oh no, he's given his whole spiel. Right before the last, he's like, I have one more song, and then he just went on.
This is about Delilah that I met in first grade, and you're like, okay.
So I get a text from Dad.
That's the best when you can text your kids like across the way, and you know he's looking at you, waiting for you to get the text. Like he's like, send.
And I read it, and I'm like laughing so hard. And I show Kelsey, and then I show like the rest of the row. But I'm like trying to be quiet because like we're also like in a theater, like we're sitting down, like and on top of each other. Oh mind you, first of all, the seats nobody can see. This is about as much room as I had.
Right. I get what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
And like we sat the whole time, which I thought was weird for a concert.
It is,
but I think it's just because of the way it was.
Yeah.
But anyways, the text read, "This guy tells stories like Niles does."
I'm out. Just the fact that your life is not funny. He's been long-winded. The best part, it was me. I fucking made a bundle off of you guys. The only one there.
Ashley said, Dad showed me the text and we both were giggling while staring at Jessie until she opened it. I said that the notebook story is short and that guy stole it. I didn't know that part.
You know what? I can laugh at myself here. This is funny. Oh god.
Oh my god. I forgot what we went back and forth a couple times, but
I love it that I'm not even there. You guys are like, dude, that's a shit on him. This is gonna be mad funny.
We got a story for the podcast.
No, okay, I got something for you, bro. I got something for you.
You missed the good part.
You missed it.
The deer. Oh my god! It scared the shit out of me!
Oh shit, it's a deer!
Kelsey just walked in, guys.
I know, just Kelsey.
Oh my god, we have another person. Read August.
There you go.
This is October, but...
No. For Reed. I love that kid. He's a good kid. Well, he's an adult now, but...
I can't fucking breathe.
I'm so hot.
I'm sweating. It's so hot in this room right now.
I just love the fact that you're I'm gonna get him back. That was on for November. It is on for November.
You're going.
And I'm taking whatever little... I'll goddamn cash in my change for what I'm gonna get. It's gonna be... He's gonna go... And I'm gonna be like... Yeah!
Fuck you, guy!
I might even say... From that text.
Oh my god, you should. We'll talk about this later. Off air chat. Debbie, you're just gonna have to find out later. I'm repeating everything. You can either rewind just now or wait until Tuesday you can watch on YouTube. Oh my god.
Oh no. No, you have to wait till
I literally cannot breathe.
You know the funniest thing is that I can laugh at myself that I respect enough that your father even wrote that, like, that's funny. Like, I got the text, I'd been like, oh god, that's funny. And it's about me. I'd been like, yeah, asshole. I would literally have closed my phone and gone, asshole. He's right though. He's right.
It was so funny. Okay, Okay, so let's talk about the song situation,
Okay,
and then
yeah.
we can go into
You got. Yeah.
So
you and I.
simmer down.
Huh?
We were listening to songs.
So we were listening to songs.
Because I cannot listen to chewing, first of all. And second of all, I had one part of a song stuck in my head. And I had it on repeat. And I was just like, okay.
No, see, I'm okay when someone sings, like...
Well, yeah. I got more now.
I'm okay when someone sings, like, the chorus or something. And they sing the whole chorus.
I didn't sing the whole chorus.
You were saying, like, 5 words. That's it.
3.
Yeah, yes, it was 3. And I was like, Jesse? And you're like, yeah. I was like, do you know any other words? No, that's all I know from the whole song. I'm like, we need to stop this right now.
Well, and I know, and I'm so sorry. But I was thinking that was in my head.
Well, the problem is that those songs didn't connect to the words that you had did not connect to I'm sorry. That's later on in the song. And I'm like, Jesse, please. And all of a sudden she goes again. Here she goes, the 3 words.
Yeah.
3 words. Oh my god.
I'm like, I need to put music on before I drive you insane. We're not doing a podcast anymore. I think because she would have shot me right now.
All because I comb my hair. I comb my hair.
And like, well, he put it in the front of it. I'm like, please sweep it to the side for a second.
So I had it like over my eyes. I have like really long hair now, and I have it like short on the side.
Yeah.
And so, which I had this when I was younger in high school, but I'd never let it grow this long, ever this long. Mm-hmm. So I had it like down, so I was totally goth. Like I was.
Yeah.
And then you started singing.
Because that's all I thought about.
Real quick, do you know what original goths were?
No.
Actually, goths back in the day was actually in the Dark Ages were people that were creative and bright and happy and artistic people.
Well, not anymore.
I was like, no, I was listening to that, and my instant thing was like, say what now?
A long way from that.
We love singing and
we are artistic. But it's only like certain categories.
When they just sing about them.
Yeah.
I was like, God, what is...
But anyways, okay, so then I put music on.
Yeah.
And we were discussing... a song came on.
A song came on that sounded... Well, as we were listening to it, it went to a solo part who sounded just like the first song we listened to. And I said, who plays this? And we realized it was the same band. Mm-hmm. Then we got talking about how many bands...
do the same thing.
Do the same... Like, it's the same song. They just changed, like, 5 notes. Or they just changed the
lyrics.
Or something in that manner. Mm-hmm. And you and I went down this, like...
big rabbit hole.
It was, but we didn't, like, we dipped our toe into it. Even though we could see it was, like, this big. And it was, like, by the time I was done, I was like, I wanted to shoot myself.
We could make a whole podcast about that.
We really could. It was so crazy. Mm-hmm. And then I thought to myself, is that real? Like, if I made the same song... I would not put it on that album. I would put it on the next album and be like, oh, did I play that song? Oh, you know, like, no, it's like 12.
But they'll call you out for it if it was a different artist playing the same song.
Right. And we talked about, like, there was an artist that had, like, 3 hot songs on the radio, and they were all the same song. We're like...
There's one artist who has one song.
Right.
He made another song, same lyrics, but different beat.
Different music.
Yeah. And I'm like, I was listening to it, like, when it first came out, I'm like, I've heard this song. Why are they singing it like this?
You know what I hate is when they take a really, really slow, nice, like, love song,
it up
and they're like, it's like techno, and you're like, what? They did that with, like, 3 John Legend songs.
Yeah.
And I was just like, did we need to?
No, we didn't.
Did we need to? Because I feel like...
You know what's really wild?
Oh my God. It's so big. You look like the turkey.
I am the turkey.
No, you look like the It's like, oh, shit, kids!
There's a song on the radio that is, like, techno, like, to begin with.
Right.
They played the acoustic version.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is this? Because like there's a part in the chorus where it's like it does like different tones, but it doesn't sound like it should be words.
Right.
But then when you hear the acoustic. I was like, what's that word again? All I had in my head was the acoustic version. They're like actually words, and I'm like,
oh,
okay.
I hate that.
Go off.
I hate that when they do that. They do that. Well, my day it used to be called Unplugged. They used to do the unplugged version, and then they would take out the acoustic guitar stuff, and then also you're like, oh, that's what he was saying. Like you're like.
Damn.
I was like, shit, that was way off. I've been singing this shit.
You didn't know that actually worked?
I need to know every time that part out, does your neck goes out? What, Kelsey? Would that part of the song come on?
I don't know if she knows.
Like, it doesn't matter. She must drive with you and like turn around and see you.
I do have to say, we put on 2000s hits on the way to Boston.
Wait a minute, what the hell?
2000s
hits.
Hits.
That's not what I thought you said.
Hits?
Hits. I was like, this family don't need that. We do not need that in the car.
We ran out of space. We were in the Jeep. We had the top off.
Literally.
But anyway, so we put it on. Where like, and the song came on that I was like jamming out to.
Okay.
But it was already windy and like nasty out.
Okay.
But I'm like in the car like, Kelsey's like, stop! She's like this with the wheel to keep it straight.
Because you're dancing?
Yeah. It was windy too, so I'm like, because I was like,
it was windy, so you
also like you do this.
Yeah, the expansion. Yeah, the expansions on it. Yeah. Cause
she's like, you need to stop.
We're flipping this bitch. 2,000 tits are going everywhere.
We're flipping a bitch and it ain't even talking about a U-turn.
Whoa! Right in here! Whoa! Amen!
Can you come back?
Wow! Wow! I need a cigarette. I'm not even gay. There goes the filter. Wow.
Right, let's talk about your topic.
Okay.
What do we have?
We had two topics. We had.
Oh, that's right.
I had a set of jokes, and you have to.
We have half an hour. We have one topic tonight. You okay? Oh my god.
Oh god, that's so funny. Sorry, this deer and turkey thing is killing me. There's like no pants.
Everyone left.
They did. They were like, "Oh, the deer."
Deb left after tits. Oakley's in the room.
Oh yeah, Oakley walked in. It was like, "Oh, 2,000, click."
Which one are we gonna do?
I did want to talk about how stupid humans are. With years ago, we.
Well, I mean,
listen to
you
this.
don't know until trial and error.
Yeah, but some of this stuff is really funny.
Okay.
So, we had talked about how people like inventions came into the world and how like when they became mainstream, they were disastrous because it's not the items that were bad. It's how I don't want to say how stupid people are, but it's just like common sense isn't there yet.
Yeah.
So, someone's mad. They didn't like the pantsless joke.
Yeah. Who would?
There was kids involved.
Right.
Too far. And so, like, in the 1950s...
Do you think she was pantsless and just wearing a dress?
Oh, she always wears a dress. Oh,
I don't think she does always wear a dress.
I don't think
she wears dresses, but she doesn't always wear a dress.
I see her always wearing a dress. Is cool. I don't know why. I always see her going really formal. I don't see her wearing.
I feel like the dresses that she does wear to school are very like
sundresses. Like that's always picture her in. Like those big
Miss Frizzle. Miss Frizzle. What is her name?
Yeah, yeah.
I can see her wearing those.
Uh-oh.
I was wearing pants today. Jack the Clown said this. With the clown head.
She's like, screw you, you're all wrong. I had pants on. I had legit pants on. They were nice khaki slacks. They were jeans. They were jeans.
I wore my best sweatpants. Me. I wore those today.
I was in the basement, that would do. Right. I had pants on. Mm-hmm.
I worked with the kids today.
I just want to know.
It's just the deers.
Did she just see the deer, or did any of the kids did?
She said it caused chaos, so I'm sure the kids did.
How did it? Like, did it hit the window, or just hit the grate?
It hit the grate.
So it hit the window. Like it hit the grate in front of the window.
Yeah, probably.
You know what? Her school,
I wasn't there.
Wait a minute. Her school's not next to a woods.
No.
Because it's all. See, that's what I'm talking about. You're like, oh.
But you're not hunting a deer in the middle of the fucking road. I'm gonna get you. Especially not back to the school.
Yeah, that no, you know, shoot, obviously not there. Yeah, I get that.
Anyway, so what were we talking about? Humans are stupid.
You know what? I should say anything about someone shooting at school because there's some mook out there that'd be like, I'm hunting.
Yeah, I'm hunting wabbits. But not okay.
Deer.
Yeah.
So
nice job just bringing it down here.
So I was listening to stuff about dangers of appliances or different things that have come into humans' houses that went horribly wrong, and some of them I was just like, okay, and then some I was like, oh wow, I would never know that.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to use an example, is the now years ago the only way to have a bathroom / tub that with heated water was in front of the fireplace. So you used to have like a tin little empty type of bathtub that you used to put there, and then you would heat the water on the fire and then wash yourself in. Mm-hmm. But eventually, obviously, they figure out how to put heated water
Thank God.
into a bathtub.
Yeah.
But they use like a little boiler in the bathroom, not in the basement. And what happens is when you close the window, because you're going to get a nice steamy bath and you don't want breeze coming in, the steam actually causes the fire to make a dangerous gas that actually kills you, but it's odorless. So people are falling asleep in the tub thinking, oh, I'm falling asleep because it's so relaxing. Mm-hmm. But realistically, it's taking all the air out and you're killing yourself.
Jesus
Christ. Like, all these, like, I'm like, what? I was like, I would never know that. So I'd be the idiot that would be like, oh, just put it right in here. You know, we don't need ventilation. It's fine. And then there was one that I heard. I was a guy killed himself by accident because he took the electric screwdriver.
He's the reason why.
Right, okay, no, but this isn't like 1940 something. So you already know electricity ain't that good back then anyway. Mm-hmm. And he tries to use it in water out like in a pond in his back. And he uses it gets electrocuted.
To do what?
To drill wood. So he was making something like a deck on the wood.
So why was he in the...
Because he was in the water with the wood instead of building
is it raining?
No, instead of building it and then putting it in the water, he was building it in the water.
What was he building?
Like a deck or something, or like a pier or something.
Oh.
And he got electrocuted because that's when you used to have like they weren't grounded for the longest time. Like I'm talking about, we're going back to like the 40s and 30s. We're not talking about. Even in the 50s, you know, in the 50s, they had those chemistry sets. They actually put chemicals for it to explode because that would make kids be excited. And so kids would take chemicals and put it in their pocket to try to bring somewhere to show their friends. and the body heat would make them catch on fire.
Oh my god!
And like, yeah, no, there's a kid got burnt, got
Take your time.
totally engulfed in flames during a movie because he was going out with his friends, but his friends went to a movie, so he just put the chemicals in his pocket, and his body heat triggered him. That's how dangerous chemicals. And in America, they had. Are you ready for this? Actual, real radiation type of like flakes that you could take a radiation meter that was new, and it would go beep 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 beep. It was like you would get radiation, poison. But it was a place that you know why it didn't. You know why it was discontinued?
Why?
Because it didn't sell. Not because of the poison. It's because it didn't sell.
This is why America is the way it is.
Okay, yeah.
Because of these dumbasses.
This is a great thing, and you know what? This shows you the craziness of the world. Years ago, when they put stuff in, there weren't many plugs anywhere because electricity was new. So you'd have like one room would maybe have one plug in it, if you were lucky. Like if you were rich, maybe you would have two, but most places had one.
Yeah.
And one of the ones in the kitchen, it was right next to the sink.
Perfect.
Right?
That's the best
and
place
they
for
would put, listen to this, they would put a kettle on, like one of the electric kettles, kettles that was brand new.
Electric kettles.
As well as beer.
The turkey.
So they decided to try to make it safer, is that when it hit the right temperature, the plug would pop out because it would, instead of automatic shut off, it would shut off. Yeah. The only problem was most plugs back then it would fall in the sink and electrocute the person washing dishes. So many housewives died that way. Not funny, but it is funny when you're like I saw
Holy
many.
Shit.
It was like they go like almost 200 people died, and you're like 200. Well, after like 2, you'd be like, okay, what's the problem here? That's crazy.
Well, I mean, if you're selling them that quickly, that makes sense. But
oh my god, it's so. They talked about
it's only 200.
This is the best. Years ago, there were no outlets. So the only outlet was your light switch, was your light fixture.
Yeah.
So what happened was they sold adapters, and what they would do was take your light out, put the adapter in, and then you could plug 2 things into it. So like electric iron and electric, like they would talk about all these gadgets. Some of them are stupid. Like, why do you even have these, right? But people didn't understand how electricity worked. So they would have like 6 adapters,
and just blow up.
And the problem is the electricity wasn't grounded, and they didn't have plastic yet.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
What does grounded mean? Grounded
means it's actually put into the ground. So what happens is when you get like a kickback or like the surge, it goes like the extra electricity goes, and instead of exploding, it actually goes into the ground. Okay. And that's why it's called ground. And of course, it's ground.
I figured it had to do something with that, but I didn't know
it does
exactly that meant.
It does. I know there's more to that. I know there's more.
Thank you for dumbing it down.
Yeah, it really
that's all I needed.
Because I know someone dumbed it down to me. I know there's a much bigger picture.
Yeah, I needed that.
I'm sure Ashley can tell you.
Yeah.
Because she's in the basement.
Oh my goodness, that's so horrible.
I have pants on!
We're having venison tonight. That's deer, right? That's deer. I'm excited.
That big bead of sweat right on the ground, like, what's that? Yeah, that's it. So, the other thing was, so what happens is they would have tons, and it would overload the circuit, because there was no circuit breakers, there was no grounded, there was no nothing, and because they didn't use rubber, because they didn't have rubber plastic quite yet, they were surrounded by cloth.
Perfect.
Or wood.
Good.
So that's real helpful. Like that, to insulate the open wires. So you catch up in flames.
Because of the flammable shit around. They're like, what? Can we do a lighter fluid?
I was like listening to this going, like, what? But this
makes sense because nobody knew.
2000, yeah, we're talking about 2023.
Oh my god.
Now.
Was it 2000?
For us,
Okay, we're done.
you're
We're
talking
done.
about 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, 1950s. Because some of these stories are there's a lot of kids who died because they had all these stupid gadgets right next to the tub, like to warm your towel and stuff. And then kids would get out of the tub and they would put their hand, and because their hands were wet, they weren't insulated and they'd get electrocuted. And it was like I actually was like. So I started listening to this thing because I was trying to be like, what's scary in my house that could kill me? Yeah. And then I was like, by the time I was done 3 hours later, I was like, fixed. Everything is like not. I'm like, nothing to do.
You're like, so nothing can kill me in my house? Are you sure? I will find a way. Brings toaster.
Actually, do you know the joke about putting a knife into the toaster? That was a legit thing because they didn't know how to, the wires used to be wide open because they weren't covered. So when people actually stuck it in there while it was plugged in, they would hit live open wires. Because now when you think of wires, you think of like the blue. Like we always laugh about like cutting a bomb. It's like blue, red, green, like whatever. There's none of those. Those are just open wires back then. So they would take a knife.
Now, though, right?
Yeah, it's all Well,
but you still, I know, but you still shouldn't put a knife down there, right?
Yeah, you shouldn't for the heating things and stuff like that. But so it's not even as bad as it is. If you went back then, you're done. Like you're done. Actually, that's why a lot of like the whole things falling in the tub. Like don't put your toast next to you. That it's not a joke. But there's like a running 80 joke when someone would like, I can't take it anymore and throw a toaster in the bathtub. It's not a joke, but it is a joke, like because it felt like it was a big thing back then because people would have only one outlet, so they would put things in different rooms and it would fall into water and they get electrocuted. It was really crazy. And the other stuff I thought was crazy was the makeup stuff of what people put bleach. Because they didn't know what they were putting on, there was no restrictions, so they were putting like all.
There should be more restrictions than what there are now, but
like there's so many chemicals that women were putting in their faces and stuff. I mean that was killing them like in a month.
Yeah,
in a month, like because it was all like radiation stuff and stuff like that because they thought it was going to make them look beautiful. And you're just sitting there and going, what? And there's no testing, there's no nothing. It was just they were talking about. It's fascinating. Even you go back. To the Victorian time, it was fascinating. They actually were using certain type of drugs and harmful chemicals, I should say, to whiten bread. So you would buy whitened bread, and it would kill everyone in 3 weeks.
Jesus Christ!
Because it was super white, and you didn't want anyone to know that you only had the whitest bread. So you would buy the whitest bread. And which had all these. What happened was, and they were explaining how now we started.
How was that so?
Because like the guy who made the flour, he put the white chemical in to make the flour look extra white. Then the baker would say, "I want my thing to be a little more whiter." So he would put a more white.
But why was it such a craze for white bread?
What happened was they got into like it is now. It's all about.
White bread is phenomenal. I do. No, like that. White bread with yellow mustard, little Sammy.
It's
delicacy.
It's like it is now. It's like when I was listening to it, it reminded me so much of like TikTok trends. Like my dad was talking about like, hey, you ever seen those videos when they throw everything into a pot and they put it in the oven and then they take it out and it looks like everything's cooked? And how would everything cook the same, but yet it couldn't be the same? Like for instance, if you put a potato and a piece of meat in, they usually don't cook at the same time.
No. What? Okay.
And sometimes I go, well, what are you watching? And then he'll explain some of it, and I'll be like, that can't be real. Like that just can't be real. Like you can try it, but it's not going to be real. Like it's not real. He's like, because the ingredients, he said, something would be undercooked. Or because the meat would be undercooked, or your potato would be.
Usually, like the meat is just very dried out.
Right.
It's very overcooked.
Or it's because some of the things he was talking about was just like why would you put that in one pan? He says, because they say you can make one dinner in one pan. I was like,
That's like all the craze right now.
now, you can understand that for a crock pot, because when you close it, everything's cooking like particular, but in the oven?
I hate crock pot meat.
I love crock pot. It's always so tender. It's like...
I don't like chicken in there. Chicken in there is like...
it's
got like that, like...
a little bit.
It's
depends
like,
what you're making. If you're making that buffalo dip stuff and you're going to shred it, then I'm fine. If you're going to make something like crispy, like a nice
it's not gonna
chicken
be crispy.
crispy. I know, but if you're making something crispy, you have to put it in the oven.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to just shred the chicken,
yeah,
then I'm kind of like, okay, whatever.
I made enchiladas with them, and, I made, like, the meat for it.
Yeah.
It's still, like, not my favorite, because I feel like it's just, like chewy almost, you know?
Sometimes. Yeah, I know what you're saying. But I feel like the longer you cook it, sometimes the better it is compared to short.
I cooked it for a long time.
No, I didn't say you. I'm like, I know with like putting a pot roast in there.
There's a fine line between not enough and way too much.
Oh, that was the other thing they talked about. Do you know in the early 50s how you remember how everyone says you gotta cook chicken overcook chicken because you don't want salmonella. You don't want that salmonella. No, not vanilla. Usal. They were talking about how women started to become housewives and they got rid of the help and servants. And women didn't know how to cook chicken because only servants knew how to cook chicken. And they were kind of like, okay, no more servants. They're not the cool thing anymore. And so they were explaining...
It's inhumane.
Like, they basically were talking about how horrible women... How many people got sick because they didn't know how to cook chicken. They didn't understand when you cook chicken, you got to wash your hands with soap. They would touch other things, and kids were dying. And now I understand why they and now I remember my parents be like, "Make sure your chicken's cooked. Don't want to eat raw chicken.
Do you wash your meat?
I try to every day. What?
Do you wash your chicken?
Yeah, I rinse it.
Why?
Huh? I just rinse it.
Why?
I rinse it because
I know you rinse it, but why?
I rinse it because it actually water does help the bacteria on it. Even though I'm going to cook it, because sometimes I don't want to cook it. Like I don't want to dry it out.
Yeah.
So I'm always in that in between of like, and they say even with plain water of just rinsing it off, and that actually I saw that is actually true. That actually does washing your hand, like just taking water with the after cooking chicken. I mean, chopping up chicken. Even water takes off enough bacteria. Soap is the best, but water will take.
Just enough chicken and some Dawn.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that. But I think that's like some things that we're brought up with, like a generation where your generation doesn't know that, because I remember my parents are like, "You're going to cook a chicken, make sure you cook it all the way through." And I remember back in my day when I was little, everyone overcooked pork. Everything, pork was always dry and nasty. If you had like a little pink in your pork, everyone would be like, "Nope, can't eat it." Now it's a little like, oh, okay, it's safer now, I think there's more rules and stuff, but yeah, it's definitely it was just crazy. They just kept talking about that. What was the other things they were talking about? But I was just sitting there going, oh my gosh, like just how crazy. Oh, steps.
Like stairs?
Steps. What happened was there was a big boom in the during the Victorian time of America and for England. And what happened was the biggest thing was to have your grand stairs that was in your house, and then you had a service for the servants in your house. Well, the grand stairs used to be plotted out very easily. The servant stairs were just made, so there was no like proper way to make them. They're just stairs, and they were talking about how dangerous, like how many people died of trying to go up and down stairs because they weren't even. They actually showed there is a place in New York that there is a step to go into the subway. There's one step that's a centimeter higher than the rest, or something like that. And you see people just tripping all day on it.
Why don't they fix it?
Because they actually can't because it's already like made, and they would have to like they were talking about they would have to like almost destroy all of it to rebuild it because it's all one piece of like ground. I was like, why couldn't you just sand it down? But they were explaining how it was, and I was just like, okay. I think that someone just didn't want to spend the money. This is let people trip up because it's most of people tripping up, not tripping down. Because your mental, they were explaining your mental state when you do your first two steps. You're you're already set for the rest of the thing. You don't even know like 1, 2. Okay, this is how high it is. And if the fifth or sixth or seventh or whatever is a different size, you're gonna trip on it every time because your brain knows to lift your foot up to A, and that step is a B, and it'll trip on it. I was like, that's weird.
Is that why, like, a lot of stairs, like the grand stairs, have like 2 sets?
Yes.
Like the servants?
No. The servants in the back.
Oh,
it's always, and it's
like
literally like this.
Oh, like my basement stairs.
Yeah, like you're just stepping.
Yeah.
And you're trying to do that with almost. And some of them are really, and trying to do that with
anything
in your hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you were talking about yours. Try to think one of those uneven and walking like that and having a tray in your hand, linens. There was a lot of sad things with, they were talking about, clothes doing laundry. Because years ago, they would go out and wash it with hands, but then they finally got that wringer. And so many kids, as they would wringing, like little kids would put their hands in there, and they would it'd break all their bones because it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because you'd be like wringing, and then it'd be like too late, and their hand would already because you're already pushing through. And actually, one of the biggest thing is the old-fashioned clothes.
What about them?
They were so heavy. People don't know this, and I didn't know this either. But you know when they tell you fall into cold water, and if you have cotton on, make sure you take it off because it actually like absorbs your body heat.
No.
Okay, well, if you ever fall into cold water, like if you're in the Arctic or something, or like I'm talking about like cold winter day, you fall into water, take off your clothes because you're actually be warmer without those clothes.
I do that. I know that with like blankets and stuff, it's better to be naked.
Right, but because the cotton actually, as much as they protect you from stains and like certain things that like dirt and like cotton protects it, the inside the middle of the cotton fabric actually has something that absorbs water and constantly wants more water. It can actually drag you down into, and of course if you think of what you used to have to wear back in the day, it's crazy. Craziest thing I ever saw was the new plastic that was invented. So they in the early 60s, late 50s, they came out with the new plastic. And it was amazing. They made furniture out of it. They made clothes out of it. They made all the stuff out of it. Flammable as lady. They have a very prestigious lady had just bought a brand new, I don't know how to explain it, like a hoop of her dress, if you understand. Like, and then her underneaths were like her
garment.
Yeah, her underneath her garments,
or like the corset.
Yeah, corset. Thank you.
Okay.
We're all out of this plastic, and a cigar fell, and it caught on to a little piece of her dress, and she caught up in flames. And because she ran outside where there was more oxygen, she actually burned to death because there was so much plastic.
Oh my God.
And it actually makes, when plastic burns, it changes into liquid form. So you basically have liquid lava coming down you, basically.
And then also the gas that comes off of it too, right?
It's actually
so like it's just terrible for all around.
Just done. And they used to make furniture out of it. And so what happened was, because 60s, everybody effing smoked. I mean, you weren't.
Is that the point where they had the long extenders?
No. The 60s were just regular, just cigarettes.
When was the long?
That was probably in the 40s,
okay,
30s and 40s.
Okay.
Roughly. I mean, it's a period of time. It could actually go probably a little before. But I mean, and the furniture would burn because they would fall asleep, and they would blame the person. And like the guy said, the expert would say, plastic is perfect. You just can't have fire on it. Most of all, the dangerous thing is people's mistakes because they just don't think of things. And you're just like, so everything we have and we have to protect is because some idiot did something stupid.
Well, that's why there's a warning on everything too.
I know. And you just kind of like, oh, okay.
It only takes one.
Yeah. It only does.
Or 200.
I never know 200. I remember like. Really
they all happened the same day.
But I just love when they were showing so it was like a dinner table because it's one room, and then they had all these friggin' adapters to plug everything in, and they would overload it, and they basically catch the house on fire. And then they were talking about
so was it very common for house fires like that?
Yeah, very common, very common.
The other thing, fuck again.
Actually, speaking of that, one of the most dangerous things were chimneys too. Because years ago, it used to be one chimney in the middle of your house, one chimney. So everyone slept in one or two rooms because that's what warmed the house. Mm-hmm. Finally, they figured out let's put chimneys in every room, right? Well, what happened was they started to make fancy because different rooms. Well, they didn't know they're supposed to clean the chimney because when it was just one, it kind of always burnt itself out, kind of deal. Because you're using different ones and it'll always burn. The soot that was in it, and I didn't know this. Do you know smoke catches on fire? They did a test on it. It was unbelievable. They had all the smoke, and the woman's like, sorry, so it's smoke. And then the lady threw a match on it and went, whoosh, like a big thing. I was like, it was just smoke. Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Makes sense.
And what happens is it catches the thing, and then what happens, it went up, and the big thing back then was this straw, roof on a more wooden instead of bricks. It would burn the house like this because then the little ambers would come out of the because of the smoke catching on fire, or ashes, I should say, and then the whole house would be on fire. They were talking about how bad it was, and actually that's what a lot of people think not just, but the great fire in London, because London burned down completely and they had to rebuild it. Yeah. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff in there. I was like, oh, I wouldn't know that either. I don't know. I was I felt like, wow, now if the world blows up, I know what to do. I'd be like, we're gonna clean this chimney. We're gonna let this shit burn down. Amen. God, there's a lot of shit up there. Where's Dick Van Dyke? Jesus Christ.
I mean, I feel like it makes sense on why it happened so much back then.
Right.
But looking at it now, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes why would
but
you
we
do
don't
that?
think you're my generation thinks of there's some things they talked about, and I was like, yeah, I get it, because I remember the big fires happening with people falling asleep all the time, because I'm from the generation where the generation before me, aka the baby boomers, they all smoked like fiends.
Chimneys, yeah.
And their parents smoked like chimneys. You know what I'm saying? And they would fall asleep with cigarettes in there. I mean, hell, you watch a 1950 movie, they're smoking like you've never seen in your life. I watched this one movie with Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, and it's actually filmed in Newport. Man, this man doesn't walk. He walks into a bedroom. He walks into the living room. He walks on the porch. And every time he walks somewhere, he lights up a cigarette. I'm like, and he puts it out in that room. Like, okay, I'm done. He's like, oh, I need another cigarette and drink. Holy cow! I'm like, dude, how are you? They go to eat dinner. 4 of them have dinner. As soon as they sit down, they eat dinner. They're all done. Guy takes out the plate. They're all talking. Frank picks up 2 cigarettes, puts it in his mouth, lights it up, hands one to his girlfriend. And Bing's doing the same thing. They're sitting there, and people still eating, and they're smoking. Now, I remember that. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember that time. But I remember going to restaurants to be the no smoking section and the smoking section,
which is bullshit because it's all the smoking section. Yeah.
But I remember being like, oh, because I used to hate the ashtrays. And then I remember being a kid and walking to the bar, and it was all smoke. I remember coming home and just being like, you could never wear those clothes until you washed them. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't, unless you were going back to the bar again, maybe, right. If you were lucky. Even then, you were like, nah, I bet you they still can smell the cigarettes. You would have to wash everything. And I remember all the time having that clothes and in the laundry basket, because in my 20s, and going, I can still smell cigarettes on this. Because it would be so strong. Yeah. And it was so weird.
Did you ever smoke?
I did a little bit. I think I did a little bit, and just wasn't my thing. I just kind of was like, eh. My
Like, I'll
biggest
pass
thing.
on the lung
My
cancer.
big thing was cigars and pipes. I did smoke that all the time. I still smoke a cigar, but it's not. I think if I had lots of money, I'd probably smoke more often. But it's actually a relaxing thing. Usually when I cut the lawn, I'm really mad because I just cut the lawn, and I usually on these nice cool days, I'm like, yeah, no, just kind of like putting out space out. But
Did it make you space out?
no,
What's the point of a cigar?
it's a flavor. It's
Just
a
the
flavor in
flavor?
your mouth. It's
Mm.
something that tastes good. I like pipes too. Usually, every person I'm with is like, "Oh, can you smoke your pipe? It smells good."
It does smell really
And
good.
it's like-
My dad used to do it.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know anyone that's like, "Oh, pipe." I don't know anyone. Every person I've ever been with, like, you can smoke your pipe upstairs, and I'm like, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like, I used to do a lot more than I do now. I just think it's just. I think it's just the world's different.
Is a pipe similar to a cigar?
It is. It's just not.
Like,
it's the same theory. You just smoke.
Put it
The
in your
smoke
mouth.
goes in your mouth.
Yeah.
It has like a
Flavor.
cherry flavor,
Yeah.
or whatever, vanilla flavor, and you kind of blow it out. It's not good for you. It's not.
Well,
but you're not
nothing,
inhaling it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, well,
We're all gonna die something.
yeah, they're gonna die something. Like, cigars smell much stronger. Like, they don't have a. I find pipes have a flavor smell to it, and it's kind of like a cigarette. A cigar is like a 1,000 cigarettes, and a pipe is like a vape where you're gonna smell cookies and cream or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it. I used to like to do it a lot more. I find like I just don't have time like I used to. I think it'd be different. I think if I switch roles with your dad, and I'd like that when it's time to kind of sit out into like I don't have like a.
Outside city.
Like, yeah, if I had like the fort, I just kind of go out there, and I probably would go out there like at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock and just be like, okay, I'm going to be out here just for me for a little bit, and I probably would smoke a pipe or a cigar, and then I'd go in. I'd probably do that every night just to kind of bring myself down, or because it's like you have all the windows open, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really have that, and I don't mind smoking down in the basement, but I do my laundry down there too. So there's a lot of times it's like, nah, I get conscious of it. I'm like, nah, I don't want to smell like that. Or that's
Why
what
don't
I
you
do.
just put a chair outside? Like in your backyard?
Well, there's turkeys. There's
The deer's like, let me get a hit of that.
like, dude, you're not
Full
pants on.
circle.
You're not pants on. Get the hell out of here.
Don't your parents have one?
Yeah, no,
So
we
why don't you
do.
go over there?
I don't know. It's just
I guess because your parents.
It's
You just
not-
want to be at your house.
no, it's not. See, if you want to really talk about, if you really want to complain about stuff in my house, if the one thing I hate about my house, I don't have a back door.
That's true.
And I feel like
Because
if I had a
like,
back door,
blocked it off, right?
Huh?
You blocked it off, right?
No, there's no back door. There's
there's
never been a back
I
door.
thought you had one on
I had a side door
I'm sorry.
that kind of goes out, which is almost like the front door, except the front door's here, side door's here. Like,
Yeah.
there's really not
I
much.
hate those because it's like, what door do I go in?
Yeah,
And you kept switching them at one point.
I did.
And I'm
I
like,
did.
I don't know which one.
I did. Now I have a proper front door.
Yeah.
And I don't answer it, so don't mind.
I just walk in anyway.
I'm like, oh dear!
You're like, whatever.
I'm like, whatever. But I don't have that, so sometimes I don't feel like. I feel like I have like my back is not tangible to me sometimes.
Mm.
If that
Makes
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
And then my parents have that big fence around, so it's not like I can just walk over and everything's locked up.
Yeah.
Because if you don't lock it up with customers, they just
they'll
walk
just go in.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Because we used to have a post and rail, not that fence years ago. So it was just when I was in high school, it was just post and rails, and just green chicken wire like over it, so dogs didn't,
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many people would just step over the fence and be like, "Bob, Jajad, I'm here to grow my dog. I'm here for an appointment, or I'm here to make an appointment." I mean, I told you about a lady just walked in my house.
Yeah.
I was like, why would you just walk into somebody's like house? Like the couches didn't like
Right.
tell you like this isn't a grooming shop.
Right.
It's weird. And of course, it's the one time I don't lock because Marilyn was supposed to. Usually I lock my doors, but
Yeah.
I had Marin then, and she was going to be like running back and forth. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna make her lock the door, unlock the door, unlock the door. That's how it goes. So there's signs that it's not as tangible or easy to do. So I find myself not smoking as much, and it's probably a good thing. I don't drink as much in it either. God, it got boring.
Oh my god, I thought she just threw up.
No, that was me.
Alright, you ready?
Mm.
It's about that time.
I'm ready. We're gonna put up a video. So we're going to do a live next week, like we always do. But we are also. Do you want to set that up like for another day that next week?
What do you mean?
So, for example, we're going to do our live. We're going to do a small video, you and I, something fun.
Yeah,
Like,
we can just post it whenever.
Yeah, we'll post it in the group. I'll tag the everyone thing, so everyone get really mad at me, be like, I don't want to be here.
Right.
And then what we'll do?
They report you.
Yeah.
Then they're booted.
And then that's what I do. They're out. Yeah, we're going to do a funny challenge. But we're not. We were going to do it on live, but we can't do it on a live. So we're going to video it, and then we're going to do a live, and then we're going to post it up later. I'll probably post it up later that night or something.
Yeah. And
we're going to have it on YouTube. So enjoy that funny thing. I hope it's really fun. I know it's going to be funny. Anything with you is going to be funny.
Thanks.
Don't let it go to your head, lady. Are we out?
We're out.
We're out of here.
This thing actually did turn off. Did it? No,
it's still on. Still holding on. Bye, guys. Bye, Ashley.
Ooh, she said double videos.
Double videos. Ooh, that's what you're into?
We got a double header.
Oh, my.